And welcome to Quadratic Equations Part 3. The purpose of this video is to show you how to work out a sequence number when you're given a particular value. This is very similar to the last video where we were trying to work out a value number when we're given a sequence number. In that, we replaced the n, or our variable, by the number that we were given. So likewise, in this, we're given the value 75, we're given the value 75 as our value number. So that means t of n up here is going to be replaced by 75. So, first step, let's rewrite this equation with our number in. 75 is equal to 3n squared. So we've got some number that we square it and then we multiply by 3 to get 75. So we need to work backwards. If we multiplied by 3, we need to do the opposite of multiply. The opposite of multiply is divide. So we're going to say n squared, because 3 times n squared divide by 3 is going to equal n squared. So if I show up here, 3n squared divide by 3, 3 divided by 3 is going to equal 1. 1 times n squared is going to be n squared. So we're going to say n squared is equal to 75 divided by 3, which is equal to 25. Okay, now we are going to square root this, because the opposite of squaring is, that's right, square root. So if some number squared is equal to 25, n is going to equal the square root of 25, which means we've got 5. But this could be either positive or negative 5, because two negatives make a positive. So we're going to have the plus or minus sign here. That's our answer. So our sequence number, our place value of 75 is going to be, well, can't have a negative number of a sequence, can we? So it's got to be positive 5. So now we've got to use logic to determine if it's positive or negative. So the place value, we've got a word question, we've got to give it a word answer. Place value of 75 is 5th place in the sequence. And then we're done. Let's try one more equation, shall we? This one's super hard. Let's see how we can do it. This one would be, I think, either a merit or an excellence question in the tables, equations, and graphs assessment exam. So let's see how we could do it. Here we are given y is how many tiles. Sorry, let's read the question, shall we? I have the equation y equals x squared plus x plus 1 that tells me how many tiles I need, which is represented by y, that's why y is in brackets, depending on the sequence pattern I use, x. So x is the sequence pattern number, and y is how many tiles. If I need 111 tiles, so there you go, number of tiles, 11, number of tiles, y. So y is equal to 111. What sequence number did I pick? Okay. So, step 1. Stick our number into our equation. If y is equal to 111, 111 is now equal to x squared plus x plus 1. Let's rearrange this to equal 0, shall we? So let's collect our like terms. So there's no other x squareds, there's no other x's, there's a 1 and there's 111, but they're on opposite sides of the equation. Not convenient. Let's shift one. Easiest one to shift is just the 111. So 0 is equal to x squared plus x plus 1 minus 111, which is going to equal x squared plus x minus 110. Okay, now we need to factorize this. It looks like we're going to have 2 roots, which means x is going to have 2 numbers. So this is going to be the excellence part, is we need to fully factorize it. So we've got a positive number in here, but so we're going to have the x's in opposite brackets because we've got x squared. We've got a positive x value, but a negative something times something else is a negative number. So we're going to have one positive number, one negative number. So we need 2 numbers that multiply to get 110, but add together to make just 1. So here we've got difference. So let's see, we'll have 11 and 10. 10 times 11 equals 110. 11 is more than 10. So positive 11 minus 10 is going to give us negative 110, but positive 1. So, which one is it? Which sequence number is it? Is it 11 or 10? Well, let's see, shall we? If we divide 0 by, say, x plus 11, so it'll look like 0 divided by x plus 11. This side here, the left-hand side, is going to equal 0 in the end, isn't it? 0 divided by anything is going to be 0, of course. Which leaves us with x minus 10 on the other side. So that must mean that x is going to equal 10, because 10 minus 10 is going to equal 0. So likewise, we could do that with the x plus 11. So we could say x plus 11 on that side, and x minus 10 on this, which means that x would equal negative 11 in that case. So x is 10 and negative 11. Let's just move this up. So x is equal to 10 and negative 11. Cool. But we still haven't answered our question. The question is, what sequence number did I pick? Well, we've got negative 11. We don't have a negative sequence number, but we do have positive sequence numbers. So using logic, it's going to be 10. Sequence number 10 was picked. Okay, and that's all you have to write. they didn't ask why. If they ask you why, then you can say, because 10 is a positive number. Well, from your working, you got that the possible sequence numbers would be 10 and negative 11. However, we don't have a negative sequence number, so it's got to be 10. Okay, thanks for watching.